Oh hi, it's me Alan Girding, where all of my problems are first world problems. And in the last episode of Too Many Games in a Room, I showed you my game collection of over 1,000 games. And I said I wanted to get rid of them. But now we're in episode 2. How do I get rid of them? A better question, how do I choose which games to keep? After all, I know I want to get rid of most of my games, but I want to keep the precious few. So what qualifies those precious few that will remain in my collection potentially forever? To death do us part. That's right, I'm taking these games to my grave! Potentially. This is an important decision. I must think hard and apply strategy. We're gonna Marie Kondo this thing and figure out which games spark joy. Okay, so I've come up with a 2-criteria system. The first criteria is playability. What do I mean by playability? These are the games that are played again and again and again. The more they hit the table, the more they rank in the playability category. If you just play it once and you love it, that's great, but if you've never played it again, well then, that doesn't rank very high in the playability. No, there's plenty of games that we love to play, but for some reason, they just collect dust on our shelves. And that's a no good, because what we need are games that I know that I'll actually use throughout the years. Playability is actually the easier of the two categories. Because look at this. This is my ToGo bag. My BoardGameTables.com bag. It's pretty nifty. It holds a bunch of games. And I know the games that I play the most because of the games that end up in this bag here. Because anytime I go someplace, I take this bag with me, knowing the games within are likely to get played by the people I'm visiting. So consider this a preview. Every single one of these games, I'm keeping. They're not getting discarded, because there's no duds here. These games get requested, and they get played almost every single time. Like Monikers, by far the most played game in my house, ever. Okay, second criteria. Sentimentality. Sentimental what? Sentimentality. Sentimentality is that tenderness or that nostalgia, something you feel really connected to, like a piece of art that holds a special place in your heart. For instance, this shelf really tickles the taint of my childhood. Most of these games I played in my youth. But none of these nostalgic games, none of them hold as much sentimentality to me as the king Hero Quest.
Hero Quest. Deep inside another dimension, face battling barbarians and evil magic.
Oh my goodness. Arguably, Hero Quest is the game that kicked off my love and addiction for board gaming. What you're looking at here is the actual Hero Quest that I received in 1990. I was 10 years of age, played it with my brothers, and it took a beating. Look at how damaged these corners are. This one looks like a rat ate it. You know why? Because it did. I had a pet rat, and it chewed on the corner of my Hero Quest box. Is there any way I'm getting rid of this relic, this artifact, this homage to my youth? Hell no! I will be owning Hero Quest forever. Now before you ask, Alan, did you know Hasbro's re-releasing Hero Quest and updating it? Yeah, I know. But Alan, did you back it on Hasbro Pulse? Hasbro's ripoff of Kickstarter? Yeah, absolutely, totally. I backed the whole kit and caboodle. I'm getting all these miniatures and all the expansions in one fell swoop. Yeah, I'm a sucker. I'm adding more to my game collection when I should be getting rid of too many games in a room. Now, I know what some of you are thinking. 2 criteria is not enough. Are you suggesting, Alan, that if it doesn't rank high enough on sentimentality or on playability, you're not going to keep it? Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. I did consider a 3rd category to see if it sparked that joy. What is that 3rd category? I don't know. The it factor. Je ne sais quoi. Spark! For instance, here's a trick-taking game called Pups. And I like Pups. It's a decent game. But what really gets me going is the art, because I'm a sucker for dogs. When it comes to dogs, I love them. And yet look at all these different cards full of these different dogs. So certainly you think, well, doesn't that hold a place in your heart? Isn't that good enough to keep? Well, it's certainly not as sentimental as Hero Quest.
Hero Quest.
But it's also not really hitting the table that much. Why? Well, it's a trick-taking game. And I love me some trick-taking games, don't get me wrong. But there's plenty of trick-taking games out there. In fact, here's just 3 that I grabbed. Pups, an adorable trick-taking game. The Dwarf King by Bruno Fedidi, published by Yellow. And here's another one by Yellow. Nyet, an amazing trick-taking game. And this exemplifies the crux of the dilemma. Let's look at Nyet. Look at the gorgeous art within it. Sure, they're not pictures of dogs, but they're animals. And that is some gorgeous, high-quality art. It also has this incredibly unique trick-taking mechanic where people bid on how they don't want the game to go. Hence, Nyet, meaning Russian for no. No, I don't want to discard one card. No, I don't want yellow to be Trump. So Nyet also ranks high in playability. I'm going to want to play Nyet again and again because of its unique mechanics. It's kind of the king of trick-taking games as I know it right now. So someone might think, well, if you really like the artwork in Nyet and you like the artwork in Pups, why not just keep them both? But that defeats the purpose because I could just have Pups on my wall like some type of art museum, but Nyet serves the same purpose. It's a piece of artwork, not just because of the gorgeous art, but because of the beautiful replayable mechanics. It's gonna hit my table again and again and again. So I have to imagine my game room is on fire and I can only save 1 shelf worth of games. So when I rush in, do I save Pups or do I save Nyet? Well, I'm sorry, Pups, but Nyet wins every time.
This is fine.
So what do you think? Do you like the 2 factors of sentimentality and playability? Are those strong enough for you? What games would you keep? I want to know. So go ahead, comment below, subscribe or die, and hit that bell notification. With that being said, episode 2 of Too Many Games in a Room is finished.